Hello and welcome back to Eileen the Mastiff. We are here today with a video that we mentioned doing and quite a few of you said that you would like to see it, and that is about socialising your puppy during lockdown.
Absolutely.
So we're going to do some talky,
waffly. I think.
And add some B-roll of what we've been up to with Eileen over the top.
I think, like I say, genuinely, these videos are amazing because Rachel comes down and says, right, film some videos. And I got no idea what we're filming. So that was the first time I heard that this is what this video is going to be. So if you kind of explain kind of what we've been doing, I'll let you lead that. And then I can already think of where I want to waffle about from more of a technical behaviour, canine psychology perspective that will help with this topic. Okay?
Okay.
All yours.
Okay.
I'm going to get a drink while you do it. You carry on.
Actually.
I'll be back. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe we're doing that.
Right. They're seeing the light behind me now and everything.
Revealing all the secrets. Okay, so we're doing socialisation. Obviously, if you're following our Perfect Puppy Course or if you've just watched any of our videos before, you will know that we focus on three main areas when training puppies. Which are obedience, manners, socialisation. So the key socialisation period for puppies is 8 to 12 weeks. That's a sign.
You've been watching the Perfect Puppy Course.
That's a scientific fact. We can't argue about it. Obviously, it doesn't mean that at 12 weeks you stop socialising, and it doesn't mean that if you get your puppy after 12 weeks that you can't socialise them. It's just the optimum time. Is that right?
Preach. Killing it.
Sound like I know what I'm talking about, don't I? So we've been doing some socialisation with Eileen. What I believe that Will recommends, while he does his hair over there, is to sort of only introduce one thing at a time where you can. So you're not like bombarding them with loads and loads of stuff. So the first day that we had Eileen, was obviously no intentional socialisation, but things like going in the car. She had to go in the car to come home. That was the first time she went in a car. When she got back to our house, it had snowed. She saw snow for the first time. Nothing you could do about that kind of stuff. But in terms of other socialisation, it's about going out and making the effort to see as much and do as much as you possibly can within 8 to 12 weeks. Now, this video is about socialising during lockdown, which kind of puts a bit of a dampener on the whole situation, really. So,
amateur hour.
Oh, turn your phone off.
It's Jason Corey. My mate Jason Corey. You carry on, let me text it all.
Oh, now you've got videos of Bruce playing.
Carry on. Sorry, everyone. Talk to Jason.
This is so rude. Okay. So, socialising in lockdown, obviously, it's not ideal and we don't want to break any rules. We're not advocating for anyone to break any rules. And I also don't think that you overly need to break any rules, but obviously everyone's circumstances are different. We can only really tell you, I can only tell you what we have been doing. He can tell you more theory and for everyone.
Exactly what we'll do. He's
the expert here. So for Eileen, she has met a lot of other dogs. That's mostly something that just happens here. So at the moment, during lockdown, Will's mum and dad are living with us. So we have got 4 dogs in the house. So there's obviously Eileen, we've got Puppy, our foster dog, we've got Sully, our older Labrador, and then we've got Kira, who lives with Will's mum and dad. She's technically your dog, I think.
It's one of the first dogs I ever rescued and rehabilitated.
There you go. So we've got 4 dogs. So naturally, she had to meet a lot of other dogs. But also, over the last 3 weeks now, she's also met Riley, which is Joe's Labrador puppy. She's met a whippet called Senna, who we love. She's met Golden Retriever.
Sandy. When I did that heel work tune-up.
Yeah, she met Sandy then. I feel like that. Oh, she's met Goose.
Yeah, French Bulldog. Yeah.
And actually it's really great as well because all of those dogs have very different characters. Some of them are willing to play, others not willing to play. So for example, Kira, she doesn't want to play. So it's a great learning curve for Eileen to meet dogs of different ages. She knows that when she meets Riley, they can play. when she meets Kira or even Sully, it's kind of like, be respectful. If they ask you to get out of the way, you get out of the way and do your own thing. Keep yourself busy, and they will play with you if they want to play with you. Obviously, like Sandy is quite high energy, so she's met high energy dogs. She's met more chill dogs. Goose is just like not a huge fan of other dogs. Not like in a horrible way, like she's just chill on her own.
Yeah.
Similar to Kira, actually. So yeah, she's been lucky enough to meet lots of different dogs of different ages and different personalities. So one thing that you do recommend is it's not just about socializing with other dogs, it's about socializing with different energies and different like characters, as it were. She's obviously socialized with our kids, so we have a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old, so that's kind of like 2 different stages really. Like Jackson is still
terrible twos and all that.
Terrible twos. So she's got to get used to the sound of crying. So.
Me too.
Yeah. And whinging, and obviously just... sorry, that makes him sound awful. He's amazing. That kind of... It's a different energy, whereas like Dexter is older... So sometimes he will be like really hands-on with the dogs, really want to get involved. He does a lot of, we do a lot of like the training with him. Like he likes to get involved in doing training, feeding times, but equally sometimes he is super hyper and energetic. So she's been lucky enough to meet them.
Happy
What
days.
else? In the garden, we've done grass, there's pebbles in our garden, because she meant like it's things like different textures under their feet as well. Grass, mud, snow, rain, wind. We've had all of that in the last 3 weeks. We've been quite lucky actually. We've had quite a lot of shotguns. That sounds casual. I think you need to explain that.
Well, we live in the countryside, right by an estate where there is very regular pheasant hunts. Literally like 10 metres that way is a hedge, and then there's a field, and in that field they pheasant hunt regularly. So you've got to get very accustomed to shotguns if you want to live here.
She has also met other animals from a she got
quite friendly with the sheep.
She did get quite friendly with the sheep. So she's met some sheep, she's seen pheasants. Horses. Yeah, she's been in the car, she's been to the vets. So that's kind of like what Eileen's been up to. But in terms of generally socialising in lockdown, it is hard.
Yeah.
And it's about doing the best you can. So if you think about your week, what you would do in a normal week, where in that week can you fit your dog, basically, and doing stuff with your dog. If you are going to a supermarket and it's in a busier town, can 2 of you go and 1 of you take the dog for a bit of a walk while the other one does the food shopping? That's okay. In general, you can carry them places by roads, see cars, buses. That's actually something we need to do more of with Eileen, is like busier stuff, just because of where we live. Again, obviously, it is really dependent on where you live. So it's making the most of what you can. Make the most of what you've got in the house. So do some hoovering, sit them in front of the washing machine, tumble dryer, dishwasher, boilers that make weird noises, slam some doors,
bang some pots,
shake
some plastic bags,
drop stuff.
And YouTube is your best friend.
We love YouTube.
For things like, this is something that's fascinated me recently, is all the different crazy subgenres on YouTube. Like, for example, if you want to socialise your dog to an airport and you're stuck in a lockdown, there is channels with millions of subscribers.
He only knows this because Jackson's obsessed with aeroplanes.
And billions of views of people that sit and film aeroplanes taking off and landing and live stream it for like hours. It's just a whole sub-genre on YouTube.
Should we
get
shout
that
them
on?
Out? Big Jet TV.
Big Jet TV. Crank that up, turn the volume up, boom. It might not be perfect, but it's sights and sounds. Sounds, and some dogs will watch TV, so it's a bit of sight work. You can do that for traffic. There's channels where you can watch JCBs drive around, and diggers and dump trucks and lorries, and if there's a thing you have. There's probably a subgenre on YouTube of people
Everyone
watching
loves a bit
it.
of ASMR.
Yeah, just bang it on, crank the volume up, leave it playing for your speakers when they're in their crate and you have to go out or go to work. Just, yeah, do your best.
Yeah, and you can sort of like introduce places like that as well. So obviously we live nowhere near a beach, so we can put up a beach, get some seagull sounds on the go.
Yeah. Waves crashing, just, yeah.
It's tough. That's
cool. Is that your waffle done?
That's my waffle done. Are you going to waffle about socialising? Because they know that we've got to talk about lockdown.
Yes. So I'm going to waffle about lockdown socialisation. So we can't socialise as well as we'd like to, and we have tons of content around socialising your dog. So I won't talk about that now. The downside of not socialising your dog is them becoming... Of course you can. Knock yourself out. Is feeling your dog freaking out in a new environment or situation that they haven't been socialised to at a young age to make them accustomed and comfortable around that stimuli, whether it's a type of person, whether it's a place, whether it's a sight, whether it's a smell, whether it's a sound. They freak out, they panic, they don't behave properly, or they behave in a fearful or aggressive or a reactive way. That's the downside of not socialising. Now, the theory I want to talk about is something that we preach about all the time, but I want to make it very applicable to lockdown socialization, is leadership. Now, if you've watched any of my videos, you'll have heard me say the phrase calm, consistent leadership and a dog that looks up to you for guidance and direction. So if you can't socialize as much as you can, follow some of the tips and tricks that Rachel's just talked about, but make sure you are doing everything in your power for you to become a calm, consistent leader that raises a dog that will look up to you for guidance and direction. Now, what that means is that in 6 months' time, when hopefully, touch wood, lockdown is all over and you can go out and we go to a city centre that we haven't been to because we've not been able to, and I go with Eileen and a motorbike or a moped delivery person comes flying past and she's not seen one, and it makes her fearful and scared. Now, a dog that trusts me for guidance and direction and has a loving, calm, consistent leader in its life, myself, will go, whoa, that was scary. What should I do? Then I can utilise that relationship, but then the obedience to say stay or sit or simply heel, or not even a command, just the fact that I'm still moving, I'm walking. They go, whoa, well, he's still going, so I'll keep going. No need to panic. If he's not panicking, I won't panic. Now, a dog that doesn't have that relationship in that exact situation, which is the root cause of 9 out of 10 behaviour problems, which is what I then need to come in and address, which is why I talk about restructuring the relationship on a macro level rather than focusing on micro behaviour problems. A dog that doesn't have that relationship and that same moped, same situation flies by and it goes, whoa, that was scary. But instead of going, what should we do? It goes, whoa, that was scary. What should I do? I don't know. React and bark. Or I'm terrified.
Fight or flight.
Flight or flight, as opposed to going, what should I do?
Flight or flight.
Flight or flight. Fighty, 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 flighty. Yes. So that is why I preach about calm, consistent leadership and a dog that looks up to you for guidance and direction. And I don't care if you get sick of hearing me say it. That's a good thing because it'll be ingrained into your head. Focus on that. And then if you find yourself in a situation that you would have liked to have socialised your dog to but couldn't because of lockdown, they'll have that fearful response. But the outcome of that response, so the behaviour associated to that response, will be what should I do as opposed to fight or flight. Or even if they start to display a fight or flight type response, you can instantly come in and redirect that to the appropriate behaviour. You can then go, okay, well, this is a thing that's freaking them out. I'm now going to utilise my relationship with this dog as its calm, consistent leader to drill this over and over again, making sure that I insist on them displaying the correct behaviour. I'm going to reinforce when they do, and within a couple of days. So what would you do?
Would you ask them to sit? Or...
So my approach, because I like to non-verbally communicate with dogs, but that's kind of something I'm working on. It's kind of like an advanced stuff. Is my thing. I just go and I don't hold a dog's lead. I will usually clip it to myself with a carabiner, or now I use our new training lead, so I have it over my shoulder and clipped onto me. So when that happens, I'm going. So when they have that response, they'll look up to me, and I'm communicating to them without even thinking about it that I am calm relaxed in this situation and I'm moving forward, therefore you need to follow me and move forward with me. That communication is happening at a million miles an hour to the dog, we just don't know it. Now, on a more basic level, where people might be, oh, and they want to kind of more actively do something, yes, utilise, that's where obedience comes in. That's where it can be, they look and it's just simply, you might have to give them a little bit of redirection on the lead, followed by a heel and move forward. Or you could stop, sit, stay, let that thing go past, they can observe it, heel, and off you go. We don't
I feel like that might be an approach that I would take, where okay, breathe, and we go like more like that. Whereas like I'll obviously, I know I'm trying to be a calm, consistent leader, but like I would probably be like, okay, and relax.
Yeah. But
at that point, you could be like, okay, sit, and then we will both go. And I think that's all right too.
Absolutely.
Right?
The reason I can do that is just because of experience and drilling it and repping it with, if I can do that with an extremely reactive German Shepherd involved in bite histories, then my dog that I've raised, it's just much easier. So it's one of them things that's easier said than done. I'm very aware of that, but I think this is why I preach about it, is kind of the theory is more important. In that situation, it would be easy to watch what I do and try and do what I do rather than understanding why I do it, which is why a lot of my courses and a lot of my videos, I much prefer to sit here and really talk to you and help you understand that theory and mindset so that you can then adapt that to your situation. Because if I just went out and took a cameraman with me and showed you do it, you'd be like, okay, cool, that was amazing, Will made that look awesome, I'm going to go and do it, and then it doesn't work. Well, now what? You've got nowhere else to go because you don't understand the theory or the why behind what I'm doing. If you understand the why, then you can make the what, whatever you need it to be.
So that can kind of apply to socialization as well.
Absolutely.
Rounding it back to that, socializing in lockdown, the answer is basically do what you can with what you've got. And then Will's just provided you with how we'll address it in the future when the time comes. So really, socialise what you can with what you've got near to you. Do as much as you can. Get the YouTube videos on of the different environments, different sounds.
On yourself becoming a high-level canine leader by understanding the why. If you understand the why, then the what's easy. If you just try and emulate the what, as soon as it's not that exact situation or a variable happens, because you don't know the why, it'll all crumble around you. So focus on use that time while you're in lockdown, watch more of our videos, go back and watch some of those more theoretical modules in our courses, study it, it'll set you up for massive amounts of success.
There we go.
Happy days. Right? Yeah, hope you enjoyed it, hope you found it useful, hope it was helpful. Like I say, go over to Instagram, ask Rachel what you want to see on this channel, and like I say, she'll walk down and go, Will, the people want to see this, let's film it. The people. And we'll film it.
Fans.
Yeah, so anything we can help you with, we are here to help. And Rachel is far more organised than I am. So if you ask her, it's much more likely to get done. So Eileen the Mastiff and Rachel will hook you up.